Hello everyone, welcome back to a manga reading log. This was like half June, half July. We'll call it July, what the heck. New series, new month, right? That's what they say. So let's start with Zom 100. This is essentially just exactly what you would expect. You know, there's a zombie apocalypse. This guy has 100 things on his bucket list, and he wants to complete them all. But here's the problem, friends. He doesn't really have a bucket list yet, so he's writing it as he goes. Zom 100 is actually really good, though. It's pretty funny. It's a pretty interesting take on the zombie apocalypse. He was a wage slave back in the good old human boy days. And he felt like he was like really wasting his life, you know? He felt like he never really got to have a life. He was just constantly at work, and they were really taking advantage of him. So now that the zombie apocalypse came, he's now working on his bucket list. At the beginning of each volume, you can see his bucket list here. And so he wants to do all these different things and just trying to get his bucket list completed. That's why it's called Bucket List of the Dead. Ta-da! He's super lucky. He hasn't gotten bit by a zombie yet. Very reckless, very just does whatever he wants. He's like a total coward, though, which you would not get that vibe if you asked me from looking at the covers. But he's like a scaredy cat. He's like a total wuss. It's really a funny manga. Definitely worth picking up if you guys haven't gotten to it yet. It can be a little tough to find, but I was able to find mine at Barnes & Noble. But it's been out of stock on Right Stuff for a while now. I also read Black Torch, volumes 1 through 5. That's the complete series. Kind of an interesting manga about ninjas and like demons, called Mononoke. I know, like the princess, right? But like, you know, this got a lot of hype going for it at the beginning. It's good, but to be honest with you, it's like, let's take Bleach, right? And you know, Bleach didn't do so hot in the story. So we'll take Ichigo, his ability to talk to ghosts, but instead of ghosts, it'll be animals. And instead of him being a Soul Reaper, he'll be a ninja, because Naruto's really popular. And, you know, it kind of goes like that. And he's possessed by a demon. The demon is a cat. So that's how he gets his Soul Reaper powers. You know, he gets a hole in his stomach or his heart. And so the cat comes and saves his life. He gets taken in by these group of ninja. And these group of ninja defeat Mononoke and protect the world from peace. With sometimes the help of Mononoke as well. So they're like billed as like these possibly good, possibly bad guys, but like the manga never really fleshes it out, and the reason is because it doesn't finish it quite right. And I mean that in saying that the author had his series, I don't know if it was canceled, and I don't know if it was just that he didn't like it anymore. But to be completely honest with you guys, this is just like the author wanted to make a hit manga. He dissected Bleach, Naruto, and was like, how can I make a good series? And so he just took the elements he liked from Bleach and Naruto and kind of put it together into one series. The cat even acts like a demon. Like when he goes into this world to fight his inner demons, what's in there? It's the cat. The cat's true powers. And he has to fight it to tame it to control his power, just like Naruto had to tame the fox. Because it's so short, he tames it, like, obviously really fast, but, like, you know, it just kind of goes like that. The villain's really cool, and everything is really cool about it. It's just, like, wasted potential, you know? It's like if you are... It's seriously like a manga machine, you know? It's like this manga writes itself. You do not need an author for this manga. He plants a bunch of cool ideas in it, and a lot of them are largely inspired from other series, and it's like he knew it would be popular when he was making it. If you read his like, you know, little blogs here, at the end of each volume, he has 2, I believe. He's got that big one right there, and then he also has another one typically. Maybe not in this one, because he has a huge epilogue. This is where he just puts the end of the series is in these. These are not character bios, though. This is like afterwards. This is the epilogue of what happened to these characters and the story. So if you guys want to know what happened to the story, you have to read this like light novel, size 5 font, and just figure it out. It is super annoying. But people have said this has been canceled. And people have also said that the author just got tired of writing it. I really believe that the author got tired of writing it because it seems so soulless and lifeless to me when I was reading it. I would say it's cool, worth a check out and a read. But I'm actually kind of glad that it's not continuing on. Hopefully that the author's new series, I think it's called Heart Gear, I hope it's a little bit more soulful and a bit more of the author is involved into it, because I feel like Black Torch just wasn't that good. It has cool action, cool character designs, an interesting story, but it just doesn't melt well. I don't know how else to describe it. Origami, Volume 10. I've had this sitting around for a while, so I started to read my Origami again. Origami is a beautifully drawn series. Volume 10 actually finishes up where the anime left off. So if you guys only watch the anime, this is where it ends. If you guys haven't watched the anime, I would definitely recommend it. The anime is pretty good. I liked it a lot. Both the first and second season. Why it never got a third season, I don't really know. I guess it didn't do well, but I don't know why. I really love this series. So what's it about? Well, I guess that would be important to know, huh? So Origami is about this stray god who just wants to become... See, stray god, ta-da! He wants to become a wealthy god, have his own shrine, and make sure everybody remembers him. Because if you're a god, and nobody remembers you, you actually disappear. And so, if nobody remembers him, he'll literally vanish. And so he's got this one human who he meets and accidentally finds out that she's a spirit. She becomes a spirit one way or another, but she can go back into her body. She's stuck in between. And so, in order to help build a following, he's working alongside her. And his new sword, Yuki, as he slowly builds up a following and tries to become a god known for good. He used to be a god of battle, but he's changed his way and he wants to be a god for good. A lot of comedy in this, a lot of kind of romance tension build up in it. I really like this series. I didn't realize it was so polarizing, but apparently it's a very polarizing series where people either love it or hate it. But I don't know, I really like it a lot. I find it hard to believe that people would just, be so polarized on it, but, it's just the way it is sometimes. Opart's Hunter, also known as 666 Satan. This is by the twin brother of the series creator of Naruto, Mashimoto what's his name? Mashimoto Kishimoto? I feel like that can't be right. I feel like that's not possible. Masashi? Yeah, Masashi Kishimoto. So this is his twin brother, Seishi Kishimoto. Much easier name to remember. You can tell his parents really like to have a lot of S's and I's in the names, I guess. But what this is about is this kid who's possessed by Saiyan. Kind of like Naruto is his fox. And he has to go around town. He wants to completely dominate the world. And he also wants to, make friends. He hasn't been able to make friends because of this demon, Satan, who comes around and takes everything that he loves. There are these things in here called Oparts that are useful in everyday life, battle, things like that. They're ancient artifacts that have existed long before man has. So it's an interesting kind of a series to me. The setting is mostly in ruins at the beginning, and there's a little steam town, but I like how it's kind of an old school setting. It reminds me a lot of early Naruto or Dragon Ball. Not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. Because of the settings, there's a lot of dinosaurs everywhere. A lot of things out in the wild. He meets this girl who also wants to be an adventurer. And so yeah, it's got a lot of parallels to Dragon Ball, a lot of parallels to Naruto. I think this one has a lot more soul to it than Black Torch does. I've read the series when I was younger, so I might have a little bit of a nostalgia bias, but I definitely recommend this series. I'm going to try to read it through all the way to the end because I've never finished it, because I just stopped coming into stock at Barnes & Nobles when I was younger, but now it's here. I was surprised that it actually was able to even get published in America back in the day. Not only are there some boobies in it, very, 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 very little, but there's also a lot of satanic imagery. And back in the day, this was in the days when Pokemon was evil, so to have literal evil in a comic book designed for kids, or in this case older teen, was kind of surprising. So I actually didn't expect it to ever get finished, but when I looked, I was very surprised to see that it did. I think Barnes & Noble just stopped carrying it because they realized about the imagery. Anyways, I definitely recommend giving this a read. I'll talk a little bit more about it because I'm going to keep reading through it. Origami, I've got one more volume to read, and obviously Black Torch, I finished all up. But that's it for today. Next week, like I said, I'll talk about more parts, Origami, and we'll see what else I come into for reading. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.